What's going on? It is like 1 something in the morning. I just got off work. I am tired. This is going to be a quick video. We all know what's going on with the weather. It's over now for now. If you learned something, you learned something. If you didn't, you didn't. But I wanted to talk about just a couple things. I wanted to talk about what's going on in Minneapolis. Not the shooting, not the riots, but the why. Why all this is happening. It came out, yesterday or today or whatever, that the Signal Gate thing is a big, oh my God. There's allegedly politicians in it that are, and you have to think about that. A bunch of blue-haired, lazy people that don't even want to go to work in the first place. Do you really think they could organize something like this? And if they could organize it, do you think they're going to be paying for it? I highly doubt. They don't even like paying for, they want everything to be free anyway. Somebody high up that is extremely wealthy, that has an agenda, is paying for this and organizing it all. There's literally, whether you want to say civil war or not, but there is literally a civil war going on in this country. They're dividing everybody, and the lines have been drawn. It's going on right now. There is allegedly politicians in the Signal group chat, somebody exposed, that are organizing this, and they're freaking out right now, and all hell is going down. You have to ask yourself, I guess, what other states are involved with it? What other politicians are involved with it? And I think right now, there's so much that we see because it's being exposed. But how long has this been going on for? A lot of sanctuary states, I believe, are involved with it. A lot of corrupt politicians are involved with it. And everybody's like, oh, distraction from this, distraction from that, or riots and protests, and something's happening. Things are always going to be happening. Things are always going to go down. And they're going to be, oh my God, everybody's going to freak out. And they're going to forget. Or they're not going to forget, but they're going to not see the bigger picture of what is happening. And it's the degradation, it's the demise of your freedoms and your liberties as an American citizen. They are trying to concentrate everybody into one global, government, the New World Order, whatever you want to call it. They need everybody to be under one rule. That way they can control everybody, and everybody's going to be equal. Everybody's going to be the same. And you see how that happens in communists throughout history. Everybody's equal, but everybody dies as well, and everybody starves. So there's that. Be aware of what's going on, but ask yourself the more important thing of why it's happening, and see that it's happening, and understand that it's happening. And you have to understand what you can do about it. It's been happening for a long time. I don't think that it just started happening with Trump. I think whether you like him or not or whatever, they don't like him for whatever reason, and things are coming to light more now, and we're seeing a small fraction of it. Look how much drugs cross the border every year. We get not even 10% of it, versus how much actually comes through the border. We get a small percentage of people crossing the border compared to the entire, spectrum of people. The corruption right now that we're seeing is just literally the tip of the iceberg, and they want to cover it up as much as possible until the last minute, until they can finally roll out their solution to the problem that they caused in the first place. And people are saying Trump's going to help us, Trump's going to save us. Trump's only got a couple years left, even if he could. I think everything that is going on right now is by design. I think it is all planned out. And God has a plan for us, and He tells us exactly how it rolls out. Whether this is leading to that or not, I don't know. It could be. What do you think? Do you think this is the end times? Eventually it will be, but regardless, Trump's only got a couple years left, like I said. The left takes control of everything, after him, it's gonna be back to business as usual, taking our liberties, taking our freedoms, more taxes, more laws, more restrictions. You won't be able to escape them. They're literally fighting against the federal government right now. And Republicans are bitching and complaining like normal. And I'm not left at all. If I had to say I was anything, I would say right. But before being left or right, I'm an American. But I'm kind of embarrassed to see that at least the left is standing up for what they believe in. I'll give them that. At least they are supporting themselves. At least, or not, they're not financially supporting themselves, but they are at least standing up for what they think is right. And the Republicans, I don't see much of anything other than complaining. It's crazy to see that. But I guess what do you do with one person and nobody wants to come together, you know? So enough of politics, I guess. It is what it is in the world. Just know that it's happening. Yeah. What happens after Trump? It's going to get really, really dark in this country. It's gonna get a lot harder before it gets any better. You need to be aware of that. You have to understand that it's gonna get worse before anything good comes out of what's happening. Even if it just goes back to the way it was before Trump. Damage has been done in this country to the point of people literally killing each other for their ideologies. So a couple things that you can do right now, and I wrote them down with prepping wise. You can buy this or that, but in my opinion, I think the most important things right now for anybody that is into preparedness or understands the gravity of what's going on right now, these are like the most important things. It took me a second to really kind of think about what is important, aside from like food and firearms and all that stuff. The most important things is get right with God, or whoever you believe in. Understand like who you are as a person, and just get right with your Creator, and understand and make peace with that, and him or her or whoever it is. I don't care, but you have to get right with God and understand that everything that is happening is His plan right now. Everything that is happening is for a reason, to get you somewhere that you need to be. That is the most important thing. The second most important thing is get land, preferably not in the city, preferably out in rural country somewhere, whether it is a half an acre or 50 acres or whatever you can afford. Get it and raise some animals, raise some chickens, grow your own food. Get out of the communities that are toxic and that are bringing this filth into the world. You need to get away from that. Having land gives you privacy, gives you room to do what you want to do. If you are into preparedness, build a bunker if you want to, or build a tree fort, grow a garden, whatever you want. Stay away from HOAs, obviously. Find something that has a creek on it. I would say, 5, 15 acres, if you can afford it. Typically, they're cheaper out in the middle of nowhere. And do what you need to do to be prepared for whatever. Leave it at that. Third is find like-minded people. Like I said before, people that, how do I say it? People that are like-minded typically go better with each other. Find people that are Christian if you're Christian. If you're whatever else, Jewish, I don't care. Find like-minded people. Find people that are into the same hobbies as you are and understand what is going on. You're going to have less arguments. You're going to have less distrust in your community that you have. And find people that are somewhat local and meet up with them and share your experience of life and talk about things that you could do better and they could do better. And, have a plan out. Y'all chip in and buy a piece of property if you want, and have it written up that way, or whatever. But you need to find like-minded people, because you, one person, or you and a family of 3 are not going to be able to protect yourself with what I feel that's coming in this country. Here's the thing. What is happening in this country will eventually get down to social collapse of society. What happens after that? Either they win and take what you have, or we hurt each other so bad as a country, another country will say, hey, they're finally weak enough, we can come in. Or, hey, they're disarmed, we can finally come in. Or enough of the world is going to, see how weak we would be after something like that. And they would try to take over. So have a group of people, 10, 50, 100, however many people you can find that you agree with 75, 80% of the, life, I guess. But you need to find those people and find them and share your experiences of life now, so when things get really, really hard, you'll have, a social experience together. You'll bond more. That's just a thought. And I feel like it is very, very important to have like-minded people in your group. Everybody can have a different task, a chore, their strength in numbers. You obviously cannot do everything by yourself. If you're the lone wolf mentality type person, you're not going to be able to do it. You as say you're like me, like a dad, and I got two small kids and a wife. I cannot do it on my own. I need other people to be there with me to help out. You need to find that. Pray together, buy land together, and just share life together. It'll make you a lot happier too. And the last thing is, you need to truly understand and accept how far you're willing to go to protect yourself. A lot of people say, oh, if anybody came up to me, I would shoot them. You have to understand what that means. You have to understand that defending yourself in a life or death situation is traumatizing. It's carries a lot of weight. Doing things that you wouldn't be proud of, or you wouldn't normally do in a bad situation, how much that carries on your shoulders, and how deep that can mess with your psyche. If things go bad, I don't even know why I said if. When they go bad in this country, down to the point to where you are starving, what are you going to do to feed your family? Somebody comes to your house, are you going to tell them no? You have to think about things like that right now. If a little old lady comes to your house starving, what are you going to do if you barely have enough food to feed your family? You have to think about that right now. You have to accept and understand what you're going to do now, and give yourself a reason why or why not, or this or that. Understand and think about it now, so when the time comes, you are mentally prepared to do that. If you think about somebody's breaking into your house, what are you physically capable of, and what are you going to mentally be prepared to do? And understand those consequences will follow you for the rest of your life, whether legally or not legally, if there's social unrest, whatever. You have to understand all of that. And just know that you've thought about it before, so the choice, you have a better comprehension of your actions and why they weren't justified, and learn from that, and know that what you believe is what you believe, and that it is the best thing that you could do in that situation, would be my thing on that. But that's one of the most important things, getting right with God, and knowing who you truly are and what you need to do to survive for your family. Other than that, I'm super tired. Like I said, it's 1 something in the morning. I hope y'all have a great day. Don't read too much of the news every single day and be so caught up with every single thing that's going on. Just understand that it's happening. Be aware of it. And learn from it and prepare for it. But don't get stuck on it. Don't sit up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning watching conspiracies and not being productive and getting your life in order, because you're not going to get anywhere if that's all you do. I hope y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.